all of a sudden we say some magic words and we get transported back into that period, what would be the thing you're like, okay, I think that's going to be a friendly thing? Like, what's the least threatening thing you think would be there?
Man.
Like, I wouldn't even trust the plants.
No.
Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah.
The least threatening thing.
I wouldn't trust anything.
Yeah, I'd have
I
a
don't-
real
yeah.
hard time, man. Because, like, even
Even
the
the time
herbivores...
even just moving.
Yeah.
You just get there and just...
Like, I mean, you think about, like, the Brontosaurus.
I don't want to be here. I don't know how I got here. I have no idea how I'm going to get back.
The Brontosauruses are supposed to be, like, nice, but, like, just them accidentally stepping on you is terrifying. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but, like,
and who
I
knows,
guess
they could still be aggressive and try
Yeah.
to kill you.
Yeah, right. Just because in the land
Hippos
before
don't
time.
eat you, but they'll fuck you up, man.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Hippos are scary, dude. They can move, too.
Hippos
You don't
are,
think they can move. They can move, dude.
hippos are the most savage creatures
Oh,
on,
my God.
So
on the planet.
Morgan is out in Africa now. He is doing a trade trip. I believe it's in Rwanda. And the first thing he posted on his Facebook is a bunch of hippos, and I was like, please attack that son of a bitch boat. Please get that boat. Like, please just run out. Make him shit his pants a little bit. You know, just
I
scare him.
would.
Like,
That'd
don't
be
get him, but
so
just scare him.
Fear of God in
Yeah.
them a little bit.
So let me hear one of those audible screams of, genuine fear.
Seriously, though, could you just imagine one of those things barreling at you,
No.
charging you? No fucking way, dude. There's no way.
No.
No, you just surrender, I think.
Nope.
Just die to the hippo,
Yeah.
to the hungry
Surrender to the
hippo. Gobbles you up like the marbles.
Well, their skin is like pure 7 inches thick layer fucking leather, man.
Damn.
Like, no, I don't know that, but do you ever look
Yeah.
at one, man?
Yeah, they do. They look
You-
bulletproof.
You punched it. It wouldn't. You're not.
I wouldn't
doing
even try to
anything.
punch it. Maybe
would-
gouge its eyes out.
What is the protocol for a hippo fight?
Attack.
Fighting
yeah,
a
yeah,
hippo?
I don't even know. Run, climb a tree.
You don't have time. It just ends your
Just-
life
yeah.
immediately.
If you can get in a tree, man,
Call your
they can't
parents.
Climb a tree
That's the
like a bear
protocol.
can't. Yeah, call your parents. Mom, a fucking hippo's chasing me.
Mom,
A hippo.
I can't swim. Swim. Delete my history.
Oh man, yeah, good old fashioned hippo talk, dude.
Hippo talk.
It's a good start to anything, I suppose.
Yeah.
Nope, that's what you brought me on for.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
First guest.
Yeah,
First guest.
yeah. I'm excited to talk to somebody besides Anthony.
Yeah.
He
That's
doesn't like
usually how it
anything.
goes.
He doesn't like anything I like.
You don't like anything I like.
Yeah, dude, that's what I thought you'd say. Makes it everything about him.
So if you haven't been watching, these two, like during setup, have been very passive aggressive towards each other to the
Yeah.
point where it's just come out the swear words and fist fights. And is that like how you start every show, or
Yeah.
just violence?
Yeah.
Wake up and choose violence.
The testosterone going. You know? Toss a few chairs.
It's like, you want to be on the show, you gotta fight me.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dan.
And we only punch each other at like where the bruises don't show. That's the one rule, so that we still look all right for the cameras.
So that's here. That said, I don't know if we're doing an introduction or not.
Yeah.
Can I?
yeah,
Should
yeah,
I?
yeah,
Should you do
yeah.
it? Should I? How does this? I don't know how this works.
We have
I don't know what to do.
Daniel Effinite here.
The one and only, I think.
There's many like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But only one original.
Yeah. Except throughout the multiverse.
He's got some cool stuff going on, I think, right?
So, yeah, that's a good
He
way to
always
put
has
it.
fucking cool stuff going on, I feel like.
So what's going on?
So, first of all, thank you for letting me be here, and I do want to say I am very appreciative of being your first guest, and I really think this is going to go I don't know, to the top of the thing. I don't know, but I really think this is gonna. I really think you found your niche, and I really do. I'm really grateful for being here, but I'm here representing. Oh, that's bad. It's bad now that we had that dialogue, and now we're gonna have this dialogue. But I'm here representing what they call the 30 under 40. What I would say is the county's most influential people, according to the library, aka library's finest. And what we're doing is an initiative where we collect money to donate to the library, and that's we've done I've done as a team. We've all done very well. Personally, I've set my own personal goals at 2,000, and I was able to reach that within 6 hours of actually opening up that thing. And so there are some great people out there, just to I don't want to name everybody because then I have to name everybody. But there are some great people out there, and throughout the conversation, I might, just leak some names or, what I mean, just talk about them. But we're really grateful to have a system here with the library where they are doing things that we're outreaching to the community. And so, that having said, it is for, I don't usually show up in media too often anymore. I've kind of become more recluse. But since this is for a good cause, and I'm grateful to be here, I thought it would be relevant. And also, I really wanted to be here. I really wanted to be on this show. And I love that you've taken over ServaxNet, and I love that this place has really become a hub for media, because that was always the intention, right? That was always from the time that we were out here, shooting on the rooftop. We've done some really great stuff here, actually. In that room over, well, nobody can see it, but in that room, right aside there, that was when we did the BLM. We interviewed Hope Mercer and T, and
right,
and we were on the rooftop. That's where we caught all that footage from. Chris Sonata, we interviewed on the roof here too. Mark Alisco, the current mayor, we were going to do the debate here. This place has been the center of a lot of those things happening. Obviously you're doing podcasts here now, which is wonderful, and your initiatives are great too.
Yeah, this is like a really cool space to do.
I just, from the second I walked in here and took a look around, it was like I just saw all the potential in it.
Yeah, man. That stage alone. That stage is huge.
Shout outs to ServaxNet, and specifically Danny Romanowski. I mean,
and shout out to you for helping get all this.
Yeah, helping us put everything together and helping us get in here, man. We just want to do cool stuff.
And this looks like a great place to do some cool stuff. So
and you shot some footage in your last video, which everybody subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. But no, seriously. But some of your last video showing the stage, and I think that what's going to be important, for your next ventures is getting that sort of feeling with the audience where they can reach out and touch you, which is something we never had.
That's probably our biggest focus on how we want to approach this is
because it's different.
We want to create fun stuff for people. This isn't just for us to talk, and show our faces. I
feel like adding an audience and stuff too, just not a lot of people are doing that. And it's something you can really play around with. And there's only a few podcasts that do a live, really anything. Kill Tony. I guess Bad Friends will go on the road and maybe do some, but it's not something a lot of people are doing. I feel
not on a local level. Right. That was always something that I felt like our audience had. If you look at some of the symbolism that when I started, I say we, there's nobody but me. It's really me and Hilke started the group, but which I wish Hilke would have been on. But
we definitely want to have Hilke on here.
Oh, dude, man. He's hilarious.
He does so much cool stuff too, the astro imaging and everything.
We could spend just 5 hours talking about his pictures, I think. At least I could. Yeah. I don't know about you, but
you know what's great is to the outsider, like no one really thinks Hilke and I are even friends, which is crazy to me. Like we grew up together. We're like best friends.
Yeah.
And it's just, we do have a difference of opinion in some things.
Yeah.
But like in my mind, I'm like, I don't see how we're different at all, It's just, he's great. He's great. He's really interesting.
You got that sketch that you guys did. I never saw that before.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hilarious.
That was really, and I'm guessing it was all improvised, right? That was excellent.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was very funny.
There is this moment.
The part where he drinks it. This is plutonium. No, this is definitely plutonium.
The moment when he's like, okay, so I get it. That was real low budget, but it was so much fun making it because there was so much ingenuity and thought behind that went into some of that stuff. Like there were moments, like we still quote that, right? Like who the hell is it? It's got like 10 views on YouTube, but that's an inside joke to us where it's like, what did he say? He's like, don't act as if you know me.
Yeah.
Don't talk about ninth grade as if you know me. And it's like teacher on fire, and like adding the PBS logo and everything like that. There was like so many elements to that where we're just dying the whole time.
Yeah, man.
And that's what, just to relay that to what you're doing, like that was the fun part. Like when I was making videos, that was the fun moments for me. It was it's like those moments and those people you meet and the connections you make, but they really stick to, like, that video means nothing to anybody else. Like it might be funny to watch, but for us, that's like that's like a paying homage to what we used to do.
Yeah.
So when we were kids, we had video cameras, and Hilke's probably gonna hate that I tell this. But we have video cameras, like the old recording camera, like the ones with full-on tapes that you would take around. And me, this Albert Blashak and Hilke, Albert's brother Ricky, we have these skits that we would do, and they were all like that. They were all like that, really under budget. Like Hilke and Ricky Blashak, they did an episode of Cops.
Yeah.
And we would pay, if someone said, hey, Dan, if you give me $10,000, I will produce this video for you. It's that valuable. It is hilarious. Another good one, Hilke did an episode of cooking where he was like, and I repeat this all the time. He goes, today we're cooking butter. And he just puts a pan of butter on the stove and goes to sleep on the kitchen table like this. And but there's like that was our humor back then.
Yeah. I did like shooting skits. We haven't done it. It's so time consuming. I feel like it's mainly the shooting part. I love editing.
Yeah.
I loved editing skits and shit. It's the going out and shooting and getting a million different angles and then like realizing you probably needed another fucking shot and just trying to make
I think
it work.
We could make our workflow more efficient though, especially with the stuff we have now. A lot of that
we definitely have a lot more now.
was just unnecessary because
we had like one camera or not enough equipment. And I know.
Phones being what they are today, I mean, I just got an iPhone and it has cinema mode on it.
Yeah.
That was invaluable. I actually shot Ricky Trinidad, and they're doing that Metro revitalization. Those people that are opening up that place, they asked me to come and shoot video for them. And I consider Mike Mansour a friend of mine. So I helped him, and I shot that video, and I used my iPhone camera, and it was the smoothest pictures I've ever taken. I don't think you're going to get anything better, honestly, for motion, unless you're getting into like the, $500-$600 cameras, which why would you do that? You're not making,
I mean, definitely want one just to have one in general, but
that's how it starts
right now.
Right? You get the camera, right? Yeah. Remember I messaged you for those that don't know, the camera that was shooting the city council meetings. You were the one that gave me the link to buy that camera.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah, absolutely. We shot wide angle. I took his advice, and we shot that wide angle. Out at
I don't even remember what advice I gave you. What kind of camera was it?
Well, you told me to go to hell.
That sounds about right.
No, but it was. That's all the camera we had. But then that's how it happens, though, right?
Yeah, you start acquiring things.
Yeah, you're like, oh well, we need a good mic, or you have a situation where like, if I only had this piece of equipment,
I definitely need a good gimbal.
For the longest time, up until we restarted the podcast, I was working on trying to get a good enough laptop to.
Yeah.
Because I wanted things like, obviously a desktop is like probably ideal, but it makes it so much nicer. Portability, getting around, being able to do things like from different places. Like we wouldn't be able to do this without it here,
Yeah.
So like
slippery slope. Then you're like, oh, we need a mic for a guest.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, we could have one camera, but now we need two cameras, Or how about these tripods? I hate that tripod. I need this better tripod.
Like I said,
I
though,
need
I paid
a directional
for that.
light. I need this kind of light.
We need a soft boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it nice though, because I paid for it in Magic cards. Like I said.
Yes, it was a great investment. I was a big fan of Magic.
Yeah, I still have a bunch too, but like I was like, yeah, I'll buy that with Magic cards. Good as money.
Yes, I will.
Same as cash.
I've had this Planeswalker deck that I've been planning on getting rid of.
Yeah, man. No, I just let him go through and pick out whatever, and he was my friend, so I gave him like lower than average on everything.
Ripped them off.
No.
Here's your Wrath of God.
You got a deal for sure.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But those Gen 1 Magic cards, man, those were...
Man, dude. There's like some just... there's just cards worth like thousands. It's thousands of dollars. It's like...
Black Lotus is like a $30,000 card.
It's a whole economy, dude.
Okay. You want to be upset about those? Be upset about Pokemon Charizards. Like, we lived through the era. Like, we could have been...
rich.
Billionaires.
Yeah, dude. It makes me fucking sick to think about the cards that I lost, because I was big into Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I lost them all. And I just, like, I think about it at least once a year. I'm like, I could be sitting on a throne right now somewhere.
Yeah, and those, like, do you remember, did you get any of the big three out of packs?
I don't know if I got one out of a pack, but I definitely ended up with a first edition Charizard holographic.
Oh, that's it.
And I don't know. I had so much because I was like into it. Like the kids now, like they started getting into it for a minute. I got excited. I was like, hell yeah. You want to play? And they were like, no. I was like, oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm a fucking nerd.
My 3-year-old, we have potty prizes now. It's obviously just, take the literal sense of the name. And we got her packs of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
And as she's opening the packs, I'm like Googling what the things are worth, because I'm like, I don't know if I should,
You can get some good stuff still.
She pulled out a holographic Pikachu. It's like $20.
Yeah, nice. Man, you can get.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, man, it's nuts. There's like a bunch of different ones too. Like my one buddy, he got into the One Piece card game, and he started like buying stuff early.
One Piece is a card game?
Yeah, they have a Dragon Ball Z one. They have One Piece.
Is it all Wizards of the Coast?
I'm not sure who it's through. But he got them early, and I'm pretty sure like after like a little while, like they like jumped up in price probably mainly just because of One Piece memorabilia in general. Like, but like
that is and was our version of the EFT, right?
Trading cards, basketball, sports cards, everything.
Yeah, but the EFT, the difference is that cards will actually be worth something in the future.
Physical,
yeah,
it's having the physical thing, I would say, because I don't know much about EFTs, but
liken it to a video game, in my opinion. Obviously,
buying like a digital video game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, buying a
digitally
the actual game or the digital game. Now the digital game's way more portable, a lot harder to lose.
Yeah.
But there's something about that physical transferable copy that makes it of value.
I feel like there was
plus
a weird
they have
switch.
The right to like just take it back anytime they want or whatever,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess
there's like a big controversy about that with something lately.
Yeah. Somebody tried taking whatever back.
Yeah. You don't actually own them. You're just basically renting them.
Oh shit.
I don't know.
I wonder if it works that way with video games, because I've made like a slow transition to pretty much just buying them online. Like I don't go to GameStop or Walmart or anything. A lot of times they don't even have what you fucking want. So
I do Humble Bundle, because in my mind I'm like, okay, I can buy this game now, like Baldur's Gate, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna buy it as soon as it came out, but I've been burned every single time. I bought Starfield. I bought.
I like Starfield.
Do you?
Yeah, I fucking loved it, dude.
Do you Just hear me out. So if I told you Fallout 4, Elder Scrolls 6, or Starfield, out of those three, you have to get rid of one.
Well, I guess it depends on how good their new Skyrim's gonna be. Is that what you said? The new one that they're making?
Yeah, let's make it fair. Let's go to Skyrim. Let's say Skyrim.
Man, that's pretty tough. Cause
that's a tough one.
I still play the old Skyrim when I don't have nothing else.
Yeah. I punch chickens on VR in Skyrim.
I do like Starfield though, man.
A real thing.
The side quests were fun.
You guys want to get to know the real Dan Effinite? That's what I do.
Punch chickens.
Just put on the VR headset. Punch a chicken or two.
I mean, there's worse things.
Again, I'm here because of the library. I'm one of the most influential people in the county.
Punching chickens on VR.
I'll graduate to real chickens
someday.
One day.
As soon as they...
Dude, you'd be surprised. Those things are resilient.
Go on.
I don't want to go into detail on this, but just know them things are they're terrifying and they're resilient.
I wouldn't fuck with a chicken.
Yeah, don't do it, dude.
Dude, I used to have that was like my first recurring nightmare when I was like 3 years old, was getting chased by a giant chicken.
Damn.
Yeah. There's a little part of me that's still
scared of
Yeah, I think.
Shit, man.
Were you like a human or like a piece of cord or?
Oh no, I was a human. It's just a giant, massive
just
chicken.
Just a child running from a giant chicken.
It's terrifying.
Damn.
Did you ever have like those lucid dreams where you can control stuff?
Yeah.
What do you do with those? What's like the first thing? What's your go-to?
I haven't had one in a long time because I don't typically remember too many of my dreams. But when I was younger, I've definitely had some pretty wild, like fun type dreams where it felt like I was pretty in control of everything going on, you know? Just it almost feels like it was almost real.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like it was a dream, but it was. It was so strange.
It becomes very vivid when you know you're dreaming, and it's cool. It's almost like you are in VR.
Yeah, yeah.
But I used to do it. I used to lucid dream all the time, and what I would always do was, because I realized that I could make something appear behind me, I'd think about it, and then I'd have to not look at it, think about what I want, and then turn around, and it'd be there. And so I used to try to see if I could time travel.
Oh.
Yeah, I would think about like an elevator type thing, and I'd go inside of it and try to punch in the year that I wanted to go to, just to see what would happen.
Damn.
And I never got that far.
I don't know.
I would always wake up before.
Oh man,
You sound like a powerful dream traveler.
I was hoping he'd say prehistoric area.
He could fight Freddy Krueger in dreams. I feel like.
I was immediately transported to a pool of hippos.
Yeah.
What if?
That's how
What
I
if you actually
found out about those trapdoor spiders.
What if it did actually work, and that's how you're here now, dude? And you just don't realize.
I have thought about that.
There it is. Mind blown.
It happened in like 2012. Is around the time I was doing that. What if I like imploded the universe by doing that?
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you because I believe. I don't want to say I believe, but I'm very intrigued by like, the theory that this is all just
The Matrix theory,
virtual reality type VR, whatever.
There's a lot of crazy theories as we begin to sort of understand the universe a little better.
Yeah, man.
And we're given like certain physics and certain laws. But then all of a sudden the theory behind that is that when you go outward, some of those laws break.
Yeah.
And they don't make any sense outward. And so what it does is they start questioning the existence of what exists in a space versus what exists in a time, and then that's where that theory comes from is how is this real if none of these laws are consistent?
Right.
It gets nuts. Just I don't know. Everything I've questioned quite a bit. Just because like some things just don't make sense sometimes. I'm like, man.
And a lot of quantum physics, like when you look at quantum physics, it's almost like they're almost like memory saving processes or something. Like it's very reminiscent to being like computer programmed.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
there's quantum computing out now that
Yeah. I was telling him about that not too long ago.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, instead of being binary, they move in a 3D space, right?
Right. Yeah. And well,
or they move in 4 spaces.
No, I want to say it's almost infinite a number of directions that it can spin.
Okay.
Compared to, and that would be just one bit compared to a traditional bit, which is literally you have 2 options, 1 or 0.
Yeah.
And so
like what does that even like in terms of like power? Like what does that even
if they figure this shit out, it's just incomprehensible how powerful it's going to be.
Well, then there's the problem. So then you run into the new problem, which is how do you power such a thing?
Yeah.
Right? And we have as much as we'd like to believe, we have unlimited resources and power. We have a very limited amount of
well, dude,
resources.
we could just make more kids just dig up cobalt, dude.
Kids digging up cobalt's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it.
What's crazy is that the
somebody's got to do it.
There's like all these kind of crazy theories that are sort of like taking over. We even deal with it in our own microcosm way. And I've, being at the center of controversy, you can kind of get it like an outside look, sort of. There's an inside look and there's an outside look. Being at the center of some of those controversies and say that it's so easy because we live in a society where. We live in what I would call like the age of individualism, and where people can come up with these crazy theories, and there's someone out there, right? There's someone out there
who's gonna follow it,
who's gonna follow it, or if not, there's already a group out there of people that already believe.
Yeah,
and there's something out there for you to believe,
dude. It is nuts.
I don't know, if you're up on philosophers, but there's this guy. His name's Byung-Chul Han. And he would fit like perfect in today's politics because except for one thing, and that is Byung-Chul Han is he's not very straightforward, right? So to be in politics or to be in magazines or in any sort of media, you have to be very linear with things, right? It has to be very simplified. Well, what Byung-Chul Han said is that we live in this age of what he called narcissism, where if you weren't getting better, right? We talked about video games. If you weren't getting better every single day, you're a loser, right? And someone can call you a loser and place you in a certain segmentation of society. And now what does that do for the person? When they call you a loser, if you think about it, and just follow me on this for a second. If you think about when that person calls you a loser, they're putting you in a place, but they're not doing it for you, right? There's no constructive criticism there. They're putting themselves in a place where they can justify their own actions and their own mental standpoint, the information that their own modernity, if you will. Yeah, and I know I'm starting to sound like Leaf here for a second, but
no, man, that makes a lot of sense.
Follow me on this for a second. Now, what Byung-Chul Han says is that in a society that acts like that, traditions break down. And what traditions are like the glue to our society, right? So, like, for example, we're saying fuck on a podcast, right? Swearing in public wasn't generally naturally accepted, but in this society it really is. And so what they're looking at is like all these people that are just sort of not following along with society anymore. It's kind of deteriorating that glue, right? And so what he's saying is that it's so easy for those theories to kind of come up because everybody's not following those community traditions.
They can subscribe to anything.
They're becoming unglued, if you will, because of those things. And that's what makes it so fun to watch those people go absolutely bananas.
Yeah, man. I follow people specifically to laugh at them.
Yes. Yes. My favorite pastime is
I won't interact at all because, like, I don't want to, like, I don't know. I'm also in the camp of, like, whatever, believe what you want. Like, I have no interest in trying to change your mind, especially some, they're just, like, nuts. No. They're not going to change their minds.
Right.
But like, I can watch and enjoy it.
Yeah, but even if you did interject with somebody, right? And I know you mentioned something the other day, which I didn't see that, but even if you did try and change someone's focal point of an argument, you can't, because what they'll do is they'll say, these are my set of values.
Yeah.
You're not following them, and I'm going to put you in a segmentation of things that don't follow my goals, right? And so there's that glue. And so, what Byung-Chul Han, like, he'll go on to say, actually, I can't remember the name of the book, but what he'll go on to say, it's those complicated questions in society that need to happen. It's those complicated interactions that need to happen. Yeah. And without the internet, we have all this conversation, but no interaction, right? No meaningful interaction. And so it's like deteriorating. It's letting all this information go by.
Yeah, man. Social media is toxic as fuck most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the time. I try and keep things pretty, I don't know. I just don't try not to argue with anybody anymore. You know what I mean? Even if they come looking for an argument with me, I'm like, I'm just going to mess around with you.
I've always tried, like when we did live media, I've always tried to make the group entertain.
Yeah.
Not necessarily believe in them.
Yeah.
Right? And when you're doing that, when you're letting those people just entertain your ideas versus believing them, all of a sudden you have this sort of controversy where this guy is allowing this person to speak on this thing that I don't believe in, right? And so you end up getting pegged. You end up getting, not necessarily pegged, but you end up getting like this sort of thing where it's like, who does this guy work for? What agent? You know, it's even apparent. Ron Mounts, who's a great guy, he has a show called the No Agenda Show. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I find that interesting. I find that interesting that a show that's like saying, you know, honest Dan's used cars. Yeah. You know, I find it interesting.
It's a little biased.
It's a little self-aware.
They say there's no agenda. Yeah.
You know, but no.
Everyone has an agenda but me.
Yeah, right.
I don't, dude. I don't even have a calendar, dude.
That was the agenda, ultimately. Ultimately, our agenda was to just entertain these crazy ideas.
Yeah, no. So, like, I started making skits and, like, getting into everything in, like, 2019. And, like, my goal, like, I've enjoyed making people laugh since I was young. I was like, that is like literally what I want to do. I want to make people laugh. I don't want to entertain people. That's simply it. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Like, I could make very little money as long as I know that, like, people are enjoying it.
Do you feel that's a journey?
Like, yeah, it's been a journey so far. Yeah, it's been, man, so many ups and downs. You know what I mean? Like, very high highs, very low lows.
Do you feel like now, if you could look back at yourself, like where you were, you know, I remember the Blake. I've been a fan. You guys know, I don't think I need to tell you, I've been a huge fan. You know, even when you talk shit, I don't care. I still like him. I don't care. You know, it doesn't matter to me. I was like, you can't stop me from liking you. There's nothing you can do about it.
That's fair. That's how I am.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is, like, I remember the Blake Stallnecker of, like, the beginning. Like,
dude,
the
some
really
of those videos
cringy
were shitty,
stuff.
dude.
Yeah, like, you got to look back at that.
Yeah, dude. No,
I
do.
It'd be like, because I do some of that. I know, and I'm not speaking for you. I'm speaking for me. Like, I look back at it.
Yeah,
we were just looking last week, looking at how the shots came out for the last episode and comparing it to the first episode of the podcasting couch.
It's like,
oh my god.
Yeah, it's so much valuable, like, lessons learned every single video you make.
The first two episodes of the podcasting couch, I had this microphone backwards. Why is it so reverby? You can barely hear my voice. It's muffled. And then I realized it was backwards, and that's when I marked it.
That's like the fun
That was
part
my first question to you, because I made that same mistake. Yeah.
I feel like that's like the fun part of doing anything creative is, like, you don't always feel like you're getting better until you look back on old stuff. You're like, oh, wow, I have improved. Like, because you don't feel it day to day. You know what I mean? Like, before we started, you're your own worst critic. That's like all you think about whenever you're creating anything as a creative. Anything, you're just like, oh my God, nitpicking everything. So that whenever you do look back on something from, especially if you've been doing it for years, if you can look back to like a couple years ago, some of your stuff, you're like, wow, okay, you know, I might not be where I want to be, but I sure am on my way. Like, it's very evident in the work itself.
Yeah, I'd say, you know, just, again, I've watched every video you put out, and I'd say now, you know, there is so much that you've come a long way in terms of, like, your editing and your audio input, and, you know, just even doing the like, when you came in and you did you better couch, oh, but like stuff like that, like doing those things, you know. I don't know if you ever, like, saw some of this stuff, but I always, like, do something weird.
Yeah, man.
Almost every single video. Like, I made a video with my kid, just like I want to say like 2 weeks ago, and no one noticed that how I superimposed Mark Marco Belisco's. Like, no one said anything about that.
Wait, what did you do? What did you do?
I put Marco Belisco's head on a large fat guy, and no one noticed. Like, no one's like, that's not him. I've seen him with his shirt off. Like, no one said anything yet.
That's hilarious.
But no, like that's what's so funny. Like, I always leave those little little nuggets in there for myself.
I haven't been making too many pictures or anything lately. I've been slacking on that. I was photoshopping it up for a while. It was whenever I was first learning Photoshop that I was all super excited about it and super, happy to be using it. And then like I kind of just like chilled out on it. So I haven't made anything lately.
Yeah, I need to get a camera again, so I need to get my creative juices out more often to like myself.
Yeah, man. Well, I told you to start writing too, man. Writing is awesome to do, and it fuels creativity in other ways too that you want to work on.
So I give you some advice, continue to talk to people. Figure out. That's one of the best things I ever did was put myself in unprepared positions, and I got really comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's one thing you do when you're making media. That's one thing that's like so much fun about it is and obviously we had it was political. I never wanted it to be, which is I know that's weird, but that's what it wasn't like. But that's where the creative, untapped creative market was, right? So like think about it. Initially, what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a podcast where I took this one event, and it's like the pettiest thing, like two people arguing, and just put that just blow that up into a whole hour conversation where people just people just weigh in on like who, like, sort of like who's the asshole. Do you ever the subreddit
on Reddit? Yeah.
Am I the asshole or whatever? Yeah. Like that's what originally I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And no, it just like sort of, I got a call. I got a fateful call. His name's Tom Smith. He was a councilman. And he called me up and he said, Dan, you gotta come put a camera over here. You should see the Newcastle News. I like the Newcastle News. I don't know why they all hate me, but he was like, Dan, you got to put a camera in here. They're not shooting great video. The audio's bad. And I was like, all right, I don't know. We're trying to make this group. Whatever. I'll show up there. And then all of a sudden, like, it just snowballed into that. But really, what I wanted to do was I wanted to dissect, like, a sort of a social experiment, because I don't know if you can tell, I'm like super into like how people react to things and the way people are.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. I wanted that just take like this one event, like somebody bumped somebody in the hallway and just blow it up and say like, who is right, who is wrong here.
Yeah, that would be entertaining.
Right?
It'd be very entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't really know of any like shows formatted that way that I can think of.
Yeah,
the problem is you have to find the well, right? Where's the well of content that you can pull from for that? Because no one's gonna, you can't be like, let me tell you what happened with my Aunt Cindy and my Aunt Annie. Let's, because you can't. Yeah. Eventually, they're gonna stop calling you. Stop telling you this stuff.
Yeah.
With guests, I guess,
But that's the thing. You got to find. You see, it was a difficult premise, but it.
Yeah, I like that though.
After that happened, one of the number one podcasts right now. You know what it is? Who shit at my wedding?
I did hear of that. I think.
I don't think I haven't heard of it.
You never heard of this?
Mm-mm.
So it's a bunch of Peloponnesian people. I don't know what the. I can't remember the name of it, but someone shit on the floor at her wedding, and there's a 8-series podcast about who did it. Like all the major characters.
It's like a murder mystery.
Exactly. That's exactly right. It's it's like a comedic murder mystery, and it's such a beautiful thing. And it, I experimented with. There was a popular rabble rouser who went to jail recently.
Wow. I think we've all been there. Well, I don't know.
For a couple of years. But I was gonna take that section of that period of time and just blow it up into 8 episodes of the guy moving here and then his eventual eventual demise.
I know what you're talking about now.
And
that's hilarious.
Yeah, and I was gonna do that, and then I was like, I don't want to do another true crime. Even if it pertains to Lawrence County, I don't want to do that. I want to do something simple, lighthearted. Not everybody, if everybody's arguing, it's not going to be, it's not going to be like, Dad, you're rooted the fucking city. Actually, that's happened one time. I was sitting at what's that? Venice. Shout out to Venice. I was sitting at Venice, and I'm sitting with, it was like me, Albert Conti, and Morgan Boyd, and someone screams, "You ruined the fucking city!" And because Albert Conti, the controller, Morgan Boyd, who was the county chairman at the time, and me, who's just,
I was just
whatever,
there.
yeah, whoever did,
Just Dan.
and we were all like, you, him, you, me, him.
like
I don't know who you're talking
like
to.
that Spider-Man me?
Yeah, it's like, who, which one are you blaming this time? And no, but that's why I don't want to do that anymore. Like that's why I don't do a lot of video anymore. I don't, because everything you put out comes into where these people just, I like the people, I love the people that like it. Yeah. But I can't deal with everybody and the narrative that they give you for that. So that's why I pulled away, and I'm looking for something like that now, where it's very lighthearted, easy to do. And
man, we have like what I was talking to him about, doing like a mystery science theater type thing.
Oh yeah,
man, that's like one of my favorite shows, mini movies, I guess, really. But like, I would love to do something like that.
Or there's another good one. Take a moment. Like, how about this? What about when there's these moments in a movie where you're like, that wouldn't happen in real life.
Yeah.
And then just blow it up.
It's like how we were watching Home Alone.
Yeah, man.
With Teresa one night. We were all just ripping on it the whole time.
Yeah, man. That's like one of my favorite things to do when I'm watching anything. She gets mad at me because, like, when it's just me and her, it's probably, I don't know. She got upset with me the other night. I was like, somebody might pay good money for this commentary I'm giving you for free. You know? Like, I was on fire, too. I was coming out with the zingers, dude. But, like, because we were talking about doing something like that, even, like, live with an audience or something if we can. Something like that might be fun or cool. It's like a movie showing with funny commentary. A shitty movie with funny commentary.
Have you guys played High on Life?
Yeah, I tried that, yeah.
The movies? Did you watch the movies inside of High on Life?
No.
No. So first of all, they do a commentary, a whole thing. I think it's the guys from We Hate Movies.
Oh, okay.
But they do a whole episode. I can't remember what they're watching, but they're all horrible movies.
Yeah, okay.
Tammy and the T-Rex, which is
so
who was in Fast and Furious. What was his name? He died.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker is in Tammy and the T-Rex.
Oh,
the premise of the movie is that he dies and his brain is put into a robotic T-Rex.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah,
It's
dude. It's the worst.
It's super, I want to say it's like 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious. The villain in it, like today, wouldn't be able to survive. Like he would get the shit kicked out of him today.
Yeah.
But in the 90s villain era, I mean, he's a pretty solid villain.
Yeah. Do you happen to know, because we were wondering on like the copyrights around that sort of thing.
I do very well.
Oh, okay.
So you are allowed to do it as long as it is it changes the movie. So like, for example,
okay, so
Tammy
like
and the T-Rex is a very serious, tragic movie of young love. It has a happy ending. I won't tell you. I won't spoil it. But if you add commentary to it, you have changed the direction of the movie.
See, I thought there was something like that for
It's
artists.
it's called creative something or other.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why Magic Mystery Theater could do that without having any rights to the movies, because they were making that commentary.
I think we were wondering too, because I think didn't we have a couple issues with videos, or was it the music that was the issue?
You mean for the podcast?
Or yeah. I felt like we ran into problems like that.
We've had a few. We've had some videos flagged for
copyright
because I put usually put at first the first few episodes I was putting movie clips in as like a cold open.
Yeah,
I stopped doing that
because of that.
But I still use usually like a song for the intro, which is usually gets flagged, but it just means we can't monetize that video, which is not really much of a loss anyway.
Right, yeah. So, like, which we wouldn't be doing, like, something like that, I guess, necessarily for money, anyway, just for fun. But I was just worried that, like, if, we uploaded it, if they would, like, mute the entire audio, because, like, I've had dumb stuff like that happen.
I would have to, so, ultimately, taking legal advice off some guy that started a breaking news page wouldn't be the best.
I don't know.
Advice.
Your name's
to
Dan.
you,
that seems pretty reliable, dude.
We can go pull the audience outside. But what I would ultimately recommend is, talk to a copyright lawyer. But there's a reason why a lot of people don't. There's not a lot of brand new movies out there. So if you think about it in that way, there is something stopping that from happening. I just don't know. I don't know what the
big problem I feel like is that because of fair use and loopholes like adding commentary or parody or whatever to make it, we could probably do something like that because technically it falls under fair use. The problem is the fucking YouTube and Facebook and whatever algorithms have no idea. They just hear that you have whatever in there. It's like, oh, we got to get rid of this. It's not human, The moment a company becomes publicly traded, they become very risk adverse.
Yeah.
So whether or not you can argue like, hey, this isn't it, Facebook's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. You don't pay. What do you pay me? $10? Yeah. These guys are paying me millions at Paramount.
Right.
So Anthony brought up trying to like maybe make our own website where we could host the videos where we wouldn't have to worry about it getting taken down in that way. Do you think that would be something that works?
There's an upstairs right now full of there is in fact a video, a guy that does live videos and does them through these servers upstairs. So the short answer is yeah, and the longer answer to that is I will give you credentials to my cPanel where you can create your own. Just throw up a website, point the direction. I'm sure you can take it off from there.
Yeah.
Antivision? What the name of your company?
Oh, Asivnon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not very intuitive because it's a made-up word.
But that's how it's pronounced.
As in Jack of all trades, ace of none.
Ace of none.
I spelled it ASIVNON.
Yeah, to make it look fancy.
I thought it was like Ace Vision or something.
Nobody in the world has ever known how to pronounce that. So, and that's my own fault. But
so
Ace of None is a website development company.
Just got done doing a logo today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still rocking. If anybody
Nice.
needs websites or
Cool.
graphic design or anything like that.
I guess my next question would be, if either of you two know, because I don't. So like, it's already hard enough as it is, to convert people from one platform to another. So like, Facebook to YouTube or TikTok or whatever. What do you think? It would be harder to convert them to a secondary website like that,
move
that
them
they're
to the
not,
website?
yeah, that's not like YouTube or something that they're like aware of.
Okay. Here's a good theory about, customers and how they move. So you got to think about, and this is something I think about all the time, because we have to take customers and bring them into the website to purchase or convert them, as we call. So what you'd be looking for is a low risk, low collateral conversion, I guess you'd call it. And it's difficult because if they're already getting the milk for free, why are they buying the cow, right? So there is some element to pushing people to the website, to where obviously you want to do, I'm assuming you want to get money from banner ads and things like that. So forcing traffic into the website would be, utilizing clips, but then you'd also have to make it interesting. And one of the things, and to take it back to Byung-Chul Han, to kind of roll it back into it, is we live in a society where people want to feel like they're not wasting their time, right? If we're talking about video content, they want to be taking something away, whether that's entertainment, education, something like that. And so there is a value on their time, and where they spend it, it's the same kind of concept as, hey, I'm gonna go to Amazon. I'm gonna look at something at Amazon first. I'm gonna look at Walmart. In your head you can say, I know it's either at Walmart or at Amazon, right? And some people prefer to go the instant gratification. Some people prefer to shop at Amazon, right?
Yeah.
But the reason why they go to Amazon and not some local website is because they can get their stuff faster. So their time's valuable.
Right.
So putting that value on their time is what they're doing. And so what you have to do is give them something more that isn't on Facebook, that isn't available on Facebook, that isn't available on YouTube, that they can get with their time. And so that's why YouTube and Facebook both wanted to monetize video, because they were tired of people directing traffic outside of YouTube and outside of Facebook. By the way, when you post your YouTube link, your Facebook, it probably doesn't do as well on Facebook.
No, we have
put them in the comments.
Discussed that at length. It's
Because
very.
We put them in the comments now.
Facebook, YouTube, they all hate it.
Yeah,
they
man.
absolutely
They don't-
hate it when
they
you
want-
link out of their website.
Yeah.
They want everybody to stay on their
Right.
platform.
And so you will not score high on the algorithm. And so we've learned, just as a group, because the group, like, I have 20,000 people that follow.
Yeah.
But I've leveraged it being an open group, right? So that means that everybody can see it. And Facebook now is allowing, because of all the work I did, Facebook is allowing it to go outside of the group. And that's why you have to know and understand that algorithm.
Yeah, man.
So what you do is you move it in, and then you put you get a simple URL. You put it you either put it inside of the video, QR code inside the video, or whatever, bna.com.
Yeah.
Get something very simple that people can follow. They can just key it in themselves.
Yeah.
So they don't, Facebook can't track can't track it going back and forth. And then once they learn, they habitually go there, right?
Yeah, okay. So do you think even adding links in the comments affected at all, or is it simply the post? Because I feel like that has made a difference.
There's a lot of major news organizations and I don't know, pop culture oriented social media pages and blogs and shit.
Yeah.
They do it like that. So I'm sure that's probably the best way to link out now.
In the comments.
Yeah. But that algorithm changes all the time.
We noticed too, even just so if we share like on Facebook from the B&A page separate from, like if we share a video from that page onto our page, it will do worse than if we just uploaded it directly on our page.
They don't want you promoting your own shit for free.
Right.
Basically.
It is. Facebook has become, over the last year, and well, even Google, with Google's core web vitals have been an absolute bitch. But Facebook over the years has started saying, so, and think about your scrolling too. So think like the consumer in that, and start looking at how you're doing it.
Yeah.
And that's how, that's how they're doing it. So like, if I go on my Facebook right now, it'll be, maybe a post from me, a post from my friend, sponsored ad, post for me, post for my friend. And so what they're saying is, and I'm sure you've heard the lottery theory of what scrolling is, right? So what they're saying is that if you want to be that sponsored content, you're going to have to pay, even if it's $30, $40 a month.
Yeah.
And look at what they're putting in front of you, which I find interesting. So
the
like
weird as shit sometimes, man.
I know more about Christian rock and Blueface Baby. Listen, I think Facebook thinks I'm pretty trashy.
Yeah, Facebook.
Not to say that following that's trashy, but like
no, it is. Go ahead, say it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm trashy. I could be trashy. That's fine.
I'm trashy, dude. It's okay.
But like I love it. Like I love like just watching real things. Like if you look at all my videos, it's like very real. Like and my inspiration even from putting a camera on was Raheem News.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Raheem.
Yeah.
But I won't say his government name. But
wait, what was the name he used in the Augustines? Jason McNair. Oh my gosh, what a funny video.
Dude, I wasn't sure if is that a real video? Like, did he really do that?
Yeah. That's what's so great about it, man. It like the comedic timing and just every aspect of it is like,
yeah,
it's almost like it's scripted. It's so good, and it was just completely spontaneous.
That's
and just
hilarious.
It's funny, man.
But that's the one thing about that kind of imagery that inspired me to do it is like that. It was just real. You know what I mean? It was this guy talking shit in his bedroom, and it was like everybody tuned into that.
Yeah.
You know, everybody tuned into that. It was like, you might know the people, you might not know the people, but it was still hilarious.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And I ended up, obviously doing something a lot different, but the realism is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I liked about it. But anyway, back to that. I love that kind of video imagery. And so Facebook will put that shit in front of me now, and also camera stuff. It just shows me camera stuff after camera stuff. But for your example, there's hashtags that you could be using.
Yeah.
There's stuff like that, and I hate to say it, but you have to utilize the hashtags as much. Get AI to help you out. I've leaned on AI to do my hashtag research a lot.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That is a good idea.
I didn't even think about that. It's so crazy now that you have it. The ways you don't even think you can utilize it until like somebody says it. You're like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. Like you can use it for. It's just like nuts.
What are you using AI for now?
I don't really use it for much. I use it to make the thumbnails for the Spotify, the little illustrated ones.
I've just messed around.
I used it to help organize Munch Madness last year.
Munch Madness. We got to talk about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll have it list synonyms and shit for me. So if I'm looking to make a word funnier or something,
you use it to rap.
just like
Write me.
I want a giant list of words, that are like the word I'm using, but different. There's might be a funnier word I could use to.
Can't you just use the thesaurus for that?
Sure, but isn't it faster just to have a whole list? Because I'm not just getting words that you would find in a thesaurus. It's also giving me other stuff that's still similar, but not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So man.
Did you ever see that episode of Rick and Morty where he's like, "What's my purpose in life?" It's like, you get the butter. He's like, "Oh my god!" It's like, that's what your AI is doing. He's like, really?
Yeah. But
really, Blake?
Generative AI on Photoshop is pretty cool. Things like that.
I have not used that. I have Photoshop. It's a sin that I pay $50 a month.
I haven't been using it.
And just every once in a while, smack a loot in Lightroom, and that's it.
I think the one place where I am actually excited to really use AI is in video editing or animation.
Yeah.
Stuff that I was never really able to do.
Yeah. Makes it more in grasp.
Yeah.
To be able to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously we've talked pretty extensively about making a cartoon.
Special effects, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's all coming.
I still want to do the cartoon too.
Yeah.
It's just with everything else we're doing, that's
a someday thing.
Yeah.
Or just make it.
Well, so
get it out of your system.
With the software, the most work is just creating the you can keep the characters and everything. You know what I mean? It's
the puppets.
Yeah.
And Character Animator by Adobe. Did you ever see that?
I have. I know someone that used it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Angelo Parada.
Really?
Yeah. How did it go?
The goat of local media.
He made his one-time commercial. It was a steel beam and a hat. And he did his own voices to it.
Oh, man.
It was wonderful.
I can imagine. That sounds like it would be high quality.
We were looking to do a little something better than a steel beam. Well, you saw the artwork of we used the artwork technically of the characters
Yeah, our logo for the podcast, or just because I was trying to make puppets for the cartoon, and we just used those. I thought especially yours, man. It looks.
I know, man.
It looks like you.
I know, little white Jesus.
I'd like to see just regular old puppets. That Swedish chef on the Muppets.
Muppets, yeah.
Listen, I don't know why. I'm a full-grown adult, but every time you put that on, I laugh hysterically. I can't. Him and the Cookie Monster, I can't stop laughing. I don't know what's wrong with me. I try to get my daughter into it. She's 3. She's like, I don't know why. He's hurting the pumpkins, Daddy. He's chasing the pumpkins.
My biggest reason for wanting to do a cartoon is because I love doing skits so much, but you're so limited technically on what you can do, and having characters. And
it's funny because I was watching, I don't know, it was some old timey Warner Brothers cartoon or something, and you could just tell that they were just so excited to make shit where doing stuff that you couldn't do in real movies or real life or whatever.
Right.
And they just went. That's why so many of those gags and those old cartoons are just so ridiculous. You know what I mean?
It's even something as simple as all right, well, we're shooting a skit, but we only have us 2, but we need 4 people or something, and we can't find anybody that wants to do anything. You don't have to worry about that.
Just draw them in.
Right.
Kill them at the end.
Yeah.
Throw them off.
So, that has always been, something I'd like to do. And hopefully, with, I don't know, everything progressing, it'll be more
I feel like it's
obtainable
easier to do
now than
the
it ever has
videos.
been.
I feel like it's easier to do the videos than it is the animation. Like,
Yeah.
if you think about it, like Hilke and I, when just talking about that one video we did alone. I mean, we had a fold-out table and we just made a bunch of beakers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
have
it was,
so many ideas though that like I can't fully do. Like some of my ideas, like I need like the right setting, so that'll make it hard. Like for the longest time, we wanted like a schoolroom setting, and we couldn't do it because
we have one now.
Yeah, now, but like what, 3 years later,
we have a very good idea for sketch in the classroom.
I remember
might have to have you play the principal.
That's fine. I remember when I called you guys up and I was like, "You guys see the basement here? It's really creepy."
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We could do something funny with that, just like a scary type video.
Yeah, like that. You saw the basement?
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's my favorite part of this whole place.
Yeah, it is really cool down there, but it's creepy as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, have like overzealous.
Like, you just
Blair
picture
Witch.
could you picture me, my hair in front of my face, just
chain yourself to one of the corners in there and just have like I don't know, just some overzealous, really professional guy like, listen, I'm keeping you here, I'm gonna kill you.
What if you guys were giving a tour to somebody and I was down there just like fucking, I look like I lived down there. I was all just dirty and everything. Scared. You guys would do tours, and I would just scare the shit out of people, and we'd film it all.
Or like we do a tour, and then you just show up as a prospector. What year is this? Is it?
There's gold around here.
Yeah. I could dive down that rabbit hole. But that's the thing. The elements of things that are funny, like look at Whose Line It Is Anyway. I mean, those guys literally use chair, right? It was all improv, but the thing that made it funny was them put in positions where they had to be creative with absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So your visualization, I mean, being in a classroom is as simple as having a chair nowadays, right? And and you know what else wouldn't be a bad idea? I know you like the visualization here, but I like the idea of a green screen.
Yeah,
we talked about something back there. Yeah,
we thought, definitely do something behind us.
Yeah, we want to.
I mean, this is good. It looks good now, but obviously, we can do stuff with it.
With Jimmy too, with his art.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Something, where you can project in the background and not go crazy, and maybe one day they'll fill up those pops, those sodas in the back.
Yeah, so we definitely
I'll be able to enjoy soda here one day, Daddy.
I'll enjoy my Deer Park water. It's fine.
That I paid for.
Deer Park this week. Deer Park
I didn't
this
pay
week.
for that.
No, I brought it from him.
Oh no, I stole this one out. Fridge. Danny and I, we've been friends for forever.
Yeah, Danny's cool.
One day he called me. This is the true story. He called me after I was doing the interviews, and he's just like, hey, hey, I'm whatever. And I called him because he told me he was in tech, and I was like, oh, well, I know this stuff. I've been looking for a website guy. And I call him, and I'm like, this guy's blowing my mind with the level of knowledge. Like, I'm no dummy. You know what I mean? I'm no dummy when it comes to that stuff. This guy blew my mind. I'm like, who the hell are you? He's like, what do you do? And he like, if you know him, he's very recluse. He's very like, sort of like, he's if he likes you, he'll have a lot of dialogue with you. If he doesn't like you, he's not talking to you at all. And so you can tell he's a very guarded guy.
Is that why he won't text us back?
That is why. That might be. I don't know. He's
sorry, Danny. I like you.
Yeah. No, he's a good guy. But so it comes down to this thing where it was like, I just eventually stopped and was like, who the fuck are you? Right? Like, how do you know? First of all, you know more about this stuff than you should. And eventually he told me, he's like, I am the chief operations officer of ServaxNet.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, that's,
that
means,
sense
now I'm getting it. And that at that time, he didn't own this building, right? He just moved to the area because I don't know, God wanted to punish him, or he wanted to punish himself, or
maybe
a combination of both. God said he should be punished, and he was like, well, just let me just move here.
Let me pick my own hell, Newcastle.
Yeah. No, I don't. But he's real. He's like a mind that belongs here. It's a gem that really that's here, and he's so intelligent. Yeah. And obviously he convinced the owner of ServaxNet to invest in the downtown area, and for $80,000 he bought this building off of Paul Lynch. Yeah. And he's been putting, I think he's put $500,000-$600,000 in it. Yeah, it means nothing to them. They're willing to invest in the city and do things like this. But for us, right? Isn't that wonderful? Man. He's got a whole podcast thing here. There's us. It's a table. It's a bar.
We want to take full advantage of it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You want to do cool stuff. Yeah. We want to do cool stuff.
He rents it out. Yeah. I don't know how that works. But he rents it out. The stage. It's one of the greatest places, one of the coolest places, located right in the center of downtown. Yeah, you lucked out. You lucked out getting it here. And you said thank me. Danny's the one, really.
Well, Danny too, but you're the one that put it all together for us.
Yeah, I take no credit for that, because if it falls through, it's not my fault. No, I'm joking. But seriously, it was a perfect fit. Yeah. Right? It was a perfect fit for you being down here, and I was willing to fight. Actually, I was willing to pay for it, to be honest with you, but I didn't have to do that. So that's great. That was great. That's even better. Better, it was free.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's a good experience.
Yeah,
I feel very fortunate to be down here.
Yeah, and that's also too like with the opportunity, like we want to be like, all right, well, we'll show you. We can put some stuff together. You know what I mean? Do some fucking cool shit.
I work my best when people just are like, here you go. See what you can do. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
See what I can do.
Yeah, therein lies the value of having those ideas that for those skits, and saying, all right, well, now I've got a way broader sense of things, and now I've got and I refer to it as my my playhouse here, because it really was. I mean, obviously I was upstairs working. I was working with the county down here. The county has done meetings here. The city has done meetings here recently. It's a big place for everybody to have stuff.
The sound system.
Yeah, videos.
Already everything. Yeah, man, it's
Munch Madness. Not to cut you off, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely want to do that. I think it's going to be all pizza this year. We're going to let the restaurants pick their entries. There's a lot of controversy last year.
Oh, yeah, because
especially at the beginning. Just people I don't think, there's a lot of people who didn't understand how, like, March Madness tournaments worked. And there's just...
Yeah.
The nature of it. Like, why is ice cream going against garlic sauce? They're not like apples and oranges. And like I could see where they're coming from, but it wasn't supposed to be serious. It wasn't supposed to be a real...
It's just something fun to be a part of. And people, of course, were complaining. Imagine that.
Oh, you know why?
It didn't cost them a goddamn thing, and it doesn't matter, dude.
It's like, this didn't exist. Yeah. It's like, how dare you not give them a chance to win this prestigious thing that you just made up 3 days ago?
Yeah. You know how much awareness we raised for their
it's not like
whatever?
Nobody won any money.
Yeah.
Nobody got anything.
Well, like, not only that, but like
free publicity.
I've lived in Newcastle all my life, and I didn't know about some of the things that were on there. You know what I mean? Like,
and I did forget a few places, sadly.
Well, screw you for not being perfect, Anthony.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
but it wasn't intentional.
Maybe if they slid some money your way to grease the wheels a little.
But I'll say it this way. All right, as good as Augustine's Pizza is, come on, man. Yeah. Come on, man. There's no way you're going to beat the Pegley's ribeye.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to beat the Pegley's.
I don't think I ever had Pegley's ribeye, to be honest with you.
Turco's Pizza, was it Turco's Pizza wasn't on there, was it?
Turco's wasn't because he wasn't open yet.
That's if you do pizzas, he's gonna clean the slate. He's gonna clean the clocks.
Oh man.
Oh,
No.
you got to put in.
Might have some competition.
Pizza Joe's is, I don't know. I don't know. If I would have fixed it for anybody last year, I would have fixed it for Mr. Pizza,
Yeah,
not
Mr.
Augustine.
Pizza's-
Venny Say's got
offense
a
to
mean
Augustine's.
pizza too.
No, I love
Venny
Augustine's,
Say's,
dude.
but they're all different though. You have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Sicilians, the
Yeah.
Sicilian styles.
I've never
you have
had
the
Venny
flatbread
Say's.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, how would you even mix that up? Oh, Raymond Krantz.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's how you say his name. Have you ever had a Raymond
No,
Krantz pizza?
I've seen pictures.
Oh my God, you gotta listen.
Or maybe I have tried it.
Follow this guy on
You
Facebook.
can only order them on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to message him and ask for a pizza. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know the logistics
You
are, but I
gotta-
showed up to his house.
You gotta show. Yeah, there's a well in front. You gotta throw a nickel down there and
Yeah,
make a wish, and then he
Well,
shows up at your door with a pizza.
it's like a speakeasy where you're like, hey, I heard you.
You got a slice I could get?
Yeah, it's like, is the time in Sicily, Italy? The moon looks bright tonight. No, but Raymond Krantz pizza. I bought 3 of them because I'm fat, and there was this slap after slap after slap. I mean, he's got really good. He mixes flavors very
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
I don't know what he did before, where this guy came from, but I was like, I'm gonna order one of these. I ordered those birria tacos. I don't know how you say it. But those tacos off him when he was at
Yeah,
Meat
yeah.
Guys. They were. My wife, who's pregnant, said that she bit one bite and she was like, "This is the best taco I've ever had in my life." And,
That's hilarious.
I mean, so I immediately ordered pizzas off him, and they're amazing.
yeah.
But
yeah.
you know, but notoriety. Right?
Right,
It's going to
you
be
gotta think
hard.
about that.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for him to beat someone like Pizza Joe's, who's everyone has.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah,
goes.
man.
The
Yeah.
veggie pizza.
Oh, the veggie
Yeah, dude.
pizza. It's going to be.
Yeah, you might have to.
I
categorize
personally
it,
really
maybe.
love
I
their
don't know.
chicken pizzas too.
Yeah,
I
they do.
like Pizza Joe's whole menu, man.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
I wouldn't have
I'm
been
a
mad
pretty
if
big
the
fan.
hot gondola,
Yeah, yeah.
well, hot gondola.
Hot gondola. Yeah,
You said Mr. Pizza or Town Mall Pizza.
I love
Town Mall pizza is good too,
It's
man.
pretty similar to Mr. Pizza, though.
Yeah.
But Town Mall's pepperoni rolls, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I love their pepperoni rolls, man.
What's in it? What, Pudgies? Is it Pudgies?
The Syrian bread.
It's like a fat pizza with the
Oh.
mozzarella.
I don't know, I haven't
Chubby's.
tried it.
Chubby's.
They're like the Augustine's
Yeah.
mimicker.
Yeah, you guys love Chubbies.
Listen, I can't believe Augustine's Pizza took it over. I don't know, man. I like it. Don't get me wrong. The owner, very nice guy. Everybody's a nice person over there, but it's a frozen pizza.
The Pudgies?
No, the Augustine's. It's like the Augustine's frozen pizza was
Yeah.
the one that was placed in, wasn't it? Or is it just the regular Augustine's pizza?
I don't know.
In Munch Madness.
Yeah.
It was the frozen
Frozen
pizza.
pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the whole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I love their frozen pizzas, but
Oh, there were people I thought I was gonna have my house burned down.
I was
used to-
one of them.
I loved.
I was
I
one
loved
of
their
them.
pizza
I-
wedges whenever they had the shop. Their
I
pizza
voted.
wedges
I
were
voted
great.
for the lamb sandwich from Cedars.
Oh,
which-
I love Cedar's lamb sandwich.
What
dude.
I don't know if that would have been my first choice, but
no, but
I
towards
would have
the
been
end, it was
okay
my
with.
favorite.
Have you ever cut an Augustine pizza in more than 4 slices?
Anytime I make
No.
a pizza, I cut it into 4.
I don't know.
I usually just
fold it up. That's
No,
what I do with
just
Tostinos. I put
unhinge my
douse it.
jaw and eat it like Garfield.
Tostinos, whenever those things are awful, but whenever I do eat one,
I literally can't eat one of them. They're so gross.
I lather it in ranch and hot sauce, and then I fold it up like a taco and eat it like that, dude.
It's making me nauseous.
Yeah,
Thinking about
wow.
If you mask it with ranch and
You
hot
should
sauce,
just
it's
like
good.
put taco meat in it.
That would probably be great, dude.
it.
Yeah,
Everything,
and then enter it into this.
every ingredient in those Tostitos pizzas is the most synthetic shit.
What can I tell you, dude? I'm a real piece of shit.
Yeah, there's a booklet of ingredients that they had you with those Tostitos.
I feel like I'm dying the next morning. I'll tell you that.
I have a great story for you. It's an Augustine's Pizza story. So I was 23 and I moved to Nashville, and I would come back periodically. One of those times I came back was for Thanksgiving, amateur night, Wednesday Thanksgiving. And I got home. Someone dropped me off at home, and I was completely annihilated. And I wanted something to eat at my mom's house, which I haven't lived in at that point I was like 3 or 4 years living on my own, right? And I haven't lived with anybody in a long time. And I dug in their fridge. It was an Augustine's Pizza. I don't know how many years it had been in there. And I put the, the directions is like 450 or something.
Yeah, 420, I think.
Put that son of a bitch right in the oven, 420. Fell asleep. Fell asleep. Woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And my dad's holding this pizza. It was like this big. He goes, "Hey, pizza's done."
She's like a little hockey puck.
Yeah. It was. I swear to you, it was the whole pan was black.
Oh my god.
He goes, "Pizza's done." So now that's whenever I see him, I say that.
Rumor has it the inside was still cold.
Yeah. It was a hot pocket.
That's the worst, man. I feel like you have to nuke them for so long, and then you can't even enjoy them for 20 minutes. And then by the time you're able to enjoy them, you realize that the very, very center of that molten hot lava is still a ice chunk in the middle.
Yeah.
What were they thinking? Like, you're absolutely right. It's like if you list all those ingredients, you're like, what even is this?
Yeah.
Like, what am I even eating? Why not just make bread? You freeze
plastic.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's
plastic and MSG.
Well,
yeah, baby.
I think there's a certain amount of sawdust allowed.
And insects.
And insects allowed. In peanut butter and insects.
Yeah.
It's exactly why I am the way I am, probably.
And you gotta ask the question, like, why are we putting sawdust in this? Why is that necessary?
A little bit of wood is good for you, man.
Yeah. You need it for the fiber.
Yeah.
It's called cellulose or something inside of ingredients.
Did you see all that stuff going around? How much plastic humans ingest? I saw an article the other day. We're ingesting too much plastic from all the stuff we use, like your drinks and everything else. Like, we're getting more plastic than they thought.
Are you like a BPA free guy?
No, dude, I don't
even know what that is.
Me either, man.
But I'm worried about it.
I'm worried about a lot of stuff.
Worried about
man.
it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know.
BPA, GMO.
I don't even have insurance, dude.
YMCA.
YMCA.
It's all in there.
Yeah.
Just hear me out. Like, what if they made, nobody wants all these toxins in their body, but what if they made a league of, football players where you could do any drug you wanted?
Oh,
just
my God.
just like Olympics, but anything. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
anything.
man.
Let's
Hell
just
yeah,
peek
dude.
out the human existence, the human machine. If you wanted to, you could get a robot arm.
I'm down for this idea.
Just what if they did that? What would be the pinnacle of a football team? It's like people would
Ketamine bobsledding.
Yeah.
ketamine
And you can
bobsled.
let all genders in too. You just have to make the cut, dude.
But no. So
man.
to bring it all back, I guess we're closing out.
Yeah. Wrap this up.
So if you could, there is a link to donate, and if you would be so kind, maybe put a QR code or something like that.
Yeah.
To where you can donate to
The library.
the library's finest. If you don't want to do it under my name, if you hate me, if you're Tim Buck, you can do it whoever. You can do it under anybody's name that you want. There's 22 of us. We're all a team trying to raise money
Cool.
for the library. So obviously, if there's someone that you feel you'd want to donate it under please do that and please give to the library, because it's such an important thing for children to be able to pursue their interests, not like us who
and they are doing a lot of cool stuff. I see on the the sign out front all the time, all the different things that they're doing there. And
follow Andrew Henley, or just follow the public library. But Andrew Henley's pretty good about sharing everything that's going on. If you do have kids, it's actually a really fun place to be.
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff. I saw different anime things, Dungeons and Dragons. I see Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't know. I didn't see that.
I thought I saw something like that. So I'm a nerd though. Well, you play too. So
yeah, I play a cat.
I'm
space.
Don't get it twisted. I'm a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Just not that kind of nerd.
What kind of nerd?
Yeah.
I'm just a nerd.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm a dork. I know some of the shit you're into too. Yeah, it is.
No.
nerdy.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're just not into like the card games and the I know.
Yeah, man. You know me.
He likes the science behind growing mushrooms and shit. Like that kind of fucking nerd.
I like sitting at home and learning about things.
Yeah, dude, I do that though too.
Do you donate to Wikipedia?
I should.
I gave him $5 once, man.
I've never really thought about it. I really probably owe them a lot.
They'll never get one nickel out of me. I don't give a shit.
I love Wikipedia. Such a good place, but I donated $5 one time, and now that guy's really getting on my nerves. I mean, his emails are I get more and more desperate. He's like, listen, I'm gonna fucking do it.
It's like a crackhead. Just give me one.
It's
more.
like that skit from I Think You Should Leave. Did you see that? Where
I watch it all.
You didn't watch it?
No, I watch all of that. I watched them all.
The one with the calico cut pants.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You can't change the volume.
You hit me in the cup.
That's the trick.
Hold that door. He casually walks all the way down the hall and makes that lady hold the door for him.
Get that? Okay, we gotta wrap up. But I don't get that show. Right, it has its funny moments, but when you have to dissect it for it to be funny and quotable.
But
when you're watching it, you're like, it is coming at me way too hard right now.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I enjoyed it from the very moment I started watching it.
It has great funny moments, but then it has a lot of bad execution too.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a hater because I think it's clever and really well done. It's just not my style.
Yeah.
Of comedy.
You know who we missed out on was The Whitest Kids You Know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's so much Whitest Kids You Know content, and it's all awesome.
Yeah, I like that one. I don't know, man. I love pretty much. After I Think You Should Leave, I went and watched a bunch of other Tim Robinson stuff. Like he had that Detroiters, which was hilarious.
Who is that guy that was on the plane with Tim Robinson? Oh, I can't think of that guy.
The one screaming about.
He's on. I want to say he's on. He was like
I forget his name. He's in a lot of
Saturday
things.
Night Live.
Yeah, I've seen him in other stuff.
He has the funniest skits. Oh man, it's like quilting with Will. Did you ever see that?
No.
Oh my God, he was like. He's basically he's like just a very unhinged guy.
Yeah.
Just by nature he's like that. But he was like, in this patch I made for my mother, I put a snowman because I like playing in the snow. And he was like, he just showed this black patch. It was just all black. There was nothing on. He was like, and this patch I made for my father. he just.
Yeah.
He just you know what I mean? Like like when he becomes unhinged, he's one of the most hilarious people.
All right. Well, is there anything else?
I got nothing. I mean, is there?
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
Great talking to the Daniel Effinite.
Yeah, man.
It's over. Oh, is it?
Yeah, thanks for stopping in.
Are we done? Is that?
Yeah,
is that
people
the end?
probably quit watching
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Bye.
I've just closed
That's
my eyes again. Climbed aboard the Dreamweaver train. Drive to take away my